Welcome back to the Arras, and what an episode we've got coming up. We've got the Wizard of Wishaw, John Higgins. John, how are you?
Good, big man.
Good to see you. Last time I saw you, you bought me a fish and chips up there at St Luke's, up the Barras.
Aye, good to see you.
It was good.
Well,
Listen, trying to be a darts player. I've tried golf. Obviously, I've tried football. I'll find a sport that I'm good at. I'm not even going to entertain snooker unless you want to give me a few lessons. But usual routine. We're going to hear a chat about Johnny's career, his newfound form. I think he's up to his third seed for the Worlds this couple of weeks, and then a couple of wins, and we'll have a chat and get a throw. We didn't want to throw too much. John's got a story about practicing with the darts before the final of the Tour Championship. So that's an interesting story. So we'll get in about it. Right, John, darts. Yes. How good are you? How bad are you?
Very bad. Very bad.
I'm not going to ask you to throw too many darts, right? Because obviously you're telling a wee story off camera. I could film in about that one, right?
It was at the Tour Championship. There was a dartboard in the players' lounge, and long story short, I get thrown out my hotel on the Saturday because there was a massive leak above my floor. So I had to check into another hotel, but I couldn't check into 3 o'clock. So I was a wee bit tired, as you do. Same with the football. You don't really sleep much during the tournaments. So I checked into my hotel at 3, had a couple of hours sleep, and then went over for the end of Ding and Selby semi-final. So Selby beat Ding pretty easy. I'm on the practice table. Everybody's left, and there's a dartboard. And I says, I'm playing Big Kev next week. I need to have a few darts. So I'm standing there for about half an hour throwing the darts. So then thought nothing of it. Come back the next day for a practice before the final. Couldn't feel man. Could not feel man.
What were you throwing, spears?
Honestly, because I hadn't threw a dart in many years, and I'm saying, oh no, I don't believe this is going to happen in the final. Now you're playing somebody like Selby as well, and you're not going to be 100%. But anyway, I had a practice, then went back, showered and shaved, then came back over, and it was all right. But I was
triumph 10-8.
10-8.
Great result.
Great result, because I play Selby. I really do. I play Selby possibly just behind O'Sullivan as the best player that's ever played the game.
That's some shout, to be fair.
He's such a tough competitor, and he can do everything to a great standard. So no, it was a brilliant result for me.
So the new John Higgins, I said we'll talk about it, because you've rocked in here with your Air Maxes on and your I don't know what this is.
Put the beef back on.
No, I was going to say the last time I saw you, you were proper into your CrossFit stuff, would that be right?
Aye, but it's just too hard.
I'm the same, John. I'd signed up with a personal trainer there about 3 months ago, right? I lost 3 kilograms the first week. I lost 8 kilograms in about a month. I thought, fucking hell, right? I would like to say I felt amazing, but I didn't feel any different. I felt horrendous, actually, because I just wanted to tuck into a wee chocolate bar and a packet of crisps and a can of Coke.
That's it, mate.
And I've obviously indulged since then, and I feel a lot better for it.
Still look good,
but we're fine. But no. So anyway, darts. Obviously, darts is run by the PDC, which is the Herons. The Herons obviously run snooker.
Yeah.
How do you feel the two sports compare? Because obviously back in the darts in the early days, snooker was probably bigger. Has that flipped a wee bit in terms of the coverage it gets? Because obviously the darts now is, I think, the second best watched TV show on Sky Sports behind football, and that's a big accolade. That.
Oh, brilliant! Oh, and I love watching the darts.
Everybody does.
Everybody does, and you see the amount of celebrities that turn up to watch the darts, and movie stars and whatever. It's brilliant for them, and every credit to the guys. They go out there, they put on a show, they do the walk-ons. They tried to introduce it to snooker a few years ago, and I'm not going to be jumping about, know what I mean, like Peter Wright jump about the stage. It's just no me.
What would your walk-on tune be? John, the Wizard for Wishaw, what could we commit to that? A wee bit of Harry Potter or something?
I don't know. But every credit to them, because it's a show, isn't it, at the end of the day, and they make it a show.
Right, let's hear a throw, come on. Let's hear a throw.
Right.
Because obviously, you're asking me earlier, how do I aim point?
Aye.
I just put the dart up in front of me. I look at the table, 20, back, release, and obviously miss it. And then I just try and find my range. Did I get one there? I did, 85.
85.
Right, let's see it.
Right. There we go, bullseye. Right, and then as you see a bit hard up.
Right, so what I would say there is you're floating them.
I'm a floater.
You're a floater.
Aye.
So maybe try with a bit of purpose?
Right, because I always...
Or are you floating because you're worried in case your arm gets too tight
No.
for the snooker?
I always remember, I went to the darts once. I had the same sort of sponsor, Phil Taylor.
Right.
He was sponsored with Unicorn, and I was
Okay.
sponsored with Powerglide. So I got pretty friendly with him, and he invited me to the World Masters, World Match Play at Blackpool.
Aye.
And I stood behind him. I could not believe he threw them as if up the way.
Aye.
Now,
His darts lie, what do they call them? Sid Badell used to say it stacked them. He used to hit them lower.
Aye. Like, whereas I'm watching you, and obviously other darts boys, they look them.
Aye.
I'm standing behind him, and I could not believe they were like flying in, like just. So you're telling me I need to throw it a bit harder?
Just try and throw it a wee bit more, like, aggressively. There we go.
Right.
That one can still go a wee bit. There we go.
Right.
And there you go.
There we go. 100. No,
70.
70.
Which, in millimetre terms, that could have been 100. Have you ever had a 180?
Never.
Never.
There's only one snooker player that's had a 9 darter, and that was Sean Murphy.
Right, so see that on that story, which we need to talk about, right? Right. I know they did a mock video.
Oh,
He's lying, isn't he?
I don't know. You have to ask Big Sean. But
He says he's had a hole in one, a 9 darter,
Oh, no,
and a
he-
147.
he's obviously had a. He's a great golfer.
Aye.
Obviously a great snooker player. But there's no way he's had a 9 darter, is there?
The closest
Have you had a 9 darter?
No, the closest I got was I was working up in the Shetland Islands, and I joined the darts league up there.
Right.
And in practice I had 9, I had 180, treble 20, treble 19, and I missed double 12.
Joking.
And that would, I don't think I'll ever get one.
Do you not think so?
No, because
You will if you.
I've had a lot of times in the house where I've had 2 back-to-back 180s, and then you start to get your arse starts to twitch a wee bit, and then that next dart becomes like it's like McElroy in the 13th at the weekend when he puts it out the water.
Unbelievable, wasn't it? That was unbelievable viewing, wasn't it? And that needs to be. Nah, it's away.
I think you're feeling a wee bit of pressure.
Too much pressure, big man. Too much.
Too much. To deal with the pressure in the old Crucible when it comes up.
It's coming up on Saturday.
Are you excited for it?
Can't wait. Aye, every year I think I'm trying to think this will be my 32nd time there or something. 31st, 32nd time.
Wow.
32 years in a row, or 31 years in a row since.
You've never missed it in that 31. Aye.
No. When I think first year.
Did you ever think that first time when you first ventured in, did you ever think that you would actually win it?
I think you always hope, didn't you? I think the first time I ever ventured into it, I came off the back of winning 3 tournaments that year. I think I was like the first teenager to win 3 ranking events. But I played Al McManus, my good mate, like in the first round, and he's obviously he's used to it, so he is. And I just totally collapsed. It's the venue's surreal when you walk out there, but then with the 2 tables are in that little arena.
What is that like? Because obviously when you're watching that on the TV and the camera's focused on one table, you don't actually see the other table, but you as guys walking around, you can see it.
Oh, no, you can't really see it.
Obviously the partitions,
but you can hear everything. You can hear like what the other guy's on. You can hear the on and on. You can hear if somebody's on for a 147, and if you're not concentrating in your game, you're concentrating in that game, wondering what's happening. But when they put that partition down, with it just feels so claustrophobic. And then you've got the crowd all round about you. Just surreal venue, but it's an unbelievable venue to play at.
I know. I can only imagine that we are talking about atmospheres. Obviously, snooker's a quiet atmosphere in terms of you can't have everybody screaming and singing like they do at the Ali Pali. But it's a different type. Is it? Try and explain that to me in terms of like, because it's quiet.
It's as if it builds and builds the pressure.
Aye.
It's as if it's so intense.
Right.
And like if you could be on like a clearance to win the match, it's just it's tough. It's a tough venue. There's many. I don't think. I think every player has went there and probably collapsed.
Aye.
No, just collapsed. That you just want out. You can lose like 8 frames in a row. The other guy can.
That seat must be a lonely seat when you're sitting there. Because we see when the camera pans to somebody when they're sitting, and it's like you've had your break. then they've potted straight after bait, and then you're like, oh, here we go again, and you're sat there and you're thinking, is he wanting like a bit, is somebody get him a bit of food or something, get him a pint? It must be tough.
It is tough, but listen, that's why, that's the hardest part with snooker, especially more and more nowadays, because all the guys can keep you sitting in your chair for 2, 3, 4, 5 frames in a row. That's how you can deal with that mentally, then come back and then...
What does go through your head?
I suppose just in that last tournament there, I felt my concentration was really good. Like I felt as if I was sort of up for the fight.
Yeah.
And I know I was going to be having fights against every player nowadays because they play at such a high level. So I'm thinking if they can go in and do 2, 3, 4 frames in a row, I feel as if I can come back at them and do that.
Aye.
Whereas, but there has been some years, some matches, you're thinking, just clear up because I've got nothing left. I don't want to go back to the table because I feel as if I go back to the table, I'm just going to miss again. And then you're sitting there and it's as if you're getting smaller and shrinking and shrinking. It's just natural.
So that's what we're going to talk about, and one of the things about that pressure of sport. Like obviously, I would imagine you would have watched the golf at the weekend.
Incredible, wasn't it?
The point is that a lot of sports is individual sports, i.e. darts, Ali Pali, Luke Littler, 18 years old, playing in the final. That mental strength, just I think as a kid, your inhibitions are a wee bit. You don't have those worries, those life worries.
No.
Whereas John Higgins, trying to make his way in the game, he's got a wife, he's got kids, he's trying to pay the bills, it becomes a wee bit more difficult.
Well, that's how the last couple of months for me were so important, I think, because the last 4 or 5 years I was putting myself into positions. I was getting to a lot of finals, semi-finals, but I was just coming up just a little bit short against the best players, and it was just playing on my mind. Can I go over the line nowadays? And then I'm beginning to think, well, I'm nearly 48, 49. I shouldn't be getting over the line because you're doing better than what your peers have done previously. But on the same breath, you've got a Sullivan and Williams that were still winning big events that are my age. So I'm thinking to myself, well, if these guys are doing it, surely, John, you could still be able to do it. But it's so difficult because they're unbelievable players. So you're thinking, will I be able to do it? And then when I managed to win the tournament over in China, it was a massive event because I was losing in a few matches. I was like 4-2 down, I won 5-4, and then the semi-final I was 5-3 down to Zach Surety, a good up-and-coming player. And he missed a couple of chances and I managed to come back to win 6-5. So then you think, all right, I can maybe go over the line here. And then I played Joe O'Connor in the final. Joe O'Connor, he'd beat Murphy, Trump, Kyron Wilson, he'd beat everybody. And he was probably coming into the match thinking, I've got this. But then I managed to produce probably one of the best performances I've produced in a few years and then got over the line. So then that just gives you that wee bit added extra as if to say, I can do it again. That's that feeling again, like for winning that. And then when I got in a pressure situation again, down at the Tour Championship, I felt okay. I felt, no pressure. Although it was pressure, but I still felt, I'm going to clear up here.
Beforehand, when you were on, you would think, oh, that's it, it's done.
Oh, beforehand, I'm thinking, right, what am I going to miss here? Right, right, that's a hard shot. I can miss this, or I can miss that. But it felt natural again. It felt as if, I fancy potting that. I'll go up here. I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll do this. Do that. Then before you know it, you've made 100 break and you've won the final. I'll be brutally honest, Kev. Like when I was winning tournaments when I was younger, a lot younger, I didn't have the talent that I was coming up against. Although there was still great players about, but you only maybe had, maybe 8 to 10 players that could realistically give you a game in a good day. Whereas nowadays, God, there's
everybody. That's what I was going to ask you on. Luke Littler's been the face of darts now, and he's came at the right time for darts because it's totally catapulted darts into another stratosphere. Is there any young kids? I know I see them all the time, and especially when the Worlds come up, it always does like a backdrop story of some kids that are floating about, and you see. Is there anyone in particular that we should be looking at for?
But it's mostly the Chinese boys.
Is it?
That's mostly but there is some good young European boys. There's a young Polish boy, 14, who just tried to qualify for the World Championship there, but he lost in the first round. But he won, I think, the under 16 European Championships, under 18 and under 21. I think and he's only 14.
Only 14.
So a young guy like that, he could be like special.
I always wonder how some of these young kids do it, especially like, even the kids at the darts. I've seen 10 and 12-year-olds at the Scottish Open, junior one, and I'm like, they're this high. How are they actually getting the dart up there?
And
it's the same with the snooker.
Same
like,
level?
Same level.
Aye.
And even with the snooker players, if they're not that tall, surely as they grow up, it must change all the time, no?
Aye. Oh, no, absolutely. No, they're just the young boys. I mean, I never done it. People said, did you play on like a beer basket or whatever? No, I'd never done it because you're just sort of reaching over and playing. But there is some great young talent coming through.
You mentioned earlier on about Phil Taylor, the same sponsor and stuff. Have you got a story you ever got to tell me about Phil Taylor? Something about he was good for the drinks or something?
Oh no, he invited us to the Winter Gardens, and at the time Snooker was sponsored with tobacco and alcohol, and everything was laid on, free drink, free everything, and the PDC was just kicking off. And Phil
was
Taylor,
that when the split? So
this is when the split was.
Aye.
So the PDC, so he invited me, so he's got me backstage and he took me into the room and he says, do you want a beer? And it was during the summer holidays, I had a few weeks off. I says, get us a Budweiser. Nah, no Budweiser, John. I says, well, get us a Miller. Nah, there's no Miller. And he said, there's this German beer. And I'm like, well, that'll be fine. I give a German beer. And then he starts getting into his pocket for money and he had to pay for it. And I was thinking, you've got to pay for your own beer, like. He says, aye, John, he says, this is aye, PDC, we're starting off, it's no free, blah, blah, blah. Now, it's funny how 20 years later, it's flipped. Now, if I had to take any guest to my snooker, you can't even get a drink now, but if you did, you'd have to pay for it yourself, whereas the darts boys, I imagine, everything's laid on, all comped and things, so.
On the darts, if you're going to the darts for a night out to watch, what darts players would you take with you? Who you obviously come from an era similar to mine. You'll have seen the likes of Jockey Wilson, Eric Bristow, they types of guys, and then now we've got you've had Phil Taylor, Van Gerwen, now we've got the new era, Littler, Humphreys, these types of guys.
Aye.
Who would you, 3 guys, taking Ali Pally, just obviously.
3 guys.
3 darting guys.
Well, Jockey Wilson. You'd have to take Jockey, wouldn't you? Now,
Jockey just, I think my dad actually played jockey in an exhibition. Aye, like in Stranraer in a pub years ago. My dad says he took a leg off him, but I'm not having it.
He sent me a beautiful letter after I won the World Title for the first time, and I think he was going through problems at the time. God rest him. And he sent me a letter. It was just posted, John Higgins, Wishy Wizard, and like a lot of the people in the sorting office in Wishy must know my address. And he sent it and he just says, it was great to see a young guy from Scotland fulfil his dream. He knew what it was like to be world champion, and I'll never forget that. Jockey Wilson sending, nice. And like he's like a Scottish icon.
Oh, he is.
He's just like, so you'd have to take Jockey Wilson. Who else?
You'd be to keep up the drink with Jockey. Like that.
I used to have a wee baby, Kevin, no anymore.
On that, you gave up the alcohol. Have you gave it up altogether?
I have not touched it. I've not touched it.
How long's that been?
It's been about 6.5 years. Is it? Not a touch.
Fair play to you.
Jockey's the same as Alex Higgins at snooker. A total legendary figure. People will always know his name, but talent-wise, there's no comparison, is there? Now, and it's the same Higgins when people class him as a genius compared to somebody like Ronnie O'Sullivan and that. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing really because when you think of it, Alex Higgins apparently only had 50 century breaks his whole career, and Judd Trump at this World Championships is 7 away from breaking 100 in the one season.
Did I read you've got 40? Was I read 44 or something in the worlds? Was it just in the worlds alone or something?
In the worlds alone?
Was
no,
I can't remember. Was it?
It would be 140.
I can't remember. I was reading a stat and I was like, I'm even going to try and remember the number because I will forget about them.
I think O'Sullivan's got the most ever.
You've got over 1,000 career ones, would that be right?
Aye. I think O'Sullivan's got the most at the Crucible. I think I'm just second. But as you say, Judd Trump, he's nearly got 100 for one season. I
like your honesty with that in terms of the Higgins compared to the O'Sullivan, because some people will think, oh, that's a bit, but it's not. It's just facts, isn't it?
But listen, the conditions are probably a bit easier now because the cloths are maybe a bit better, but you can negate that with saying the bags back then were bigger. Massive compared to what they're nowadays.
So seeing the cloths, would you say the cloths were slower back in the day or?
Slower.
But the bags were bigger?
Bags were bigger. So
is that one down the line that back in the day would just drop in? Nowadays,
there's some of that with the legendary break that Alex Higgins done, like to come back against Jimmy White. There's some shots that he pots a couple of balls in the middle that you cannot pot in the middle bags nowadays. The middles are so tight. So there is some tournaments we do play in China. They're maybe they play a little bit bigger, and people maybe focus on that, saying the bags are massive, but that's equivalent to what we were playing on in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s. It's the same, so but it's just the guys are more precise now. The young boys come through, the Chinese boys practice for hours and hours, long shots. They make it look easy. So
we're going to talk about Celtic.
Right.
Every show we do, we talk about Celtic. You do. Seen you there.
How you say Celtic there? Well, we will go on to Celtic, but John, something really triggered me last week with Stephen Henry's comments, saying you're playing slow. Nonsense. Mate, what was that about? That was strange though, wasn't it, mate?
Henry.
Did he say you're playing slow?
He was at the last tournament. The last tournament. I was just trying to work on a couple of wee things, but he's a wee bit jealous.
I'll say you're there enough. No, but I couldn't. It was because the last tournament, you're incredible, mate. The Selby, the final, the mentality go there. You're up 5-1, wasn't it? And he comes back 7-5, 8-5, and then that mentality, mate, to go a game was incredible. So for Hendry to say that, it was a bit strange, I felt.
It just, listen, I called him a cracker, right? I did call him, but I wasn't. I would just call him a cracker because some of the things he says now. I pulled him on it, but off.
Did you pull him on it, John?
Well, but he says Judd Trump doesn't like long frame matches. Judd Trump, now he's our Rory McIlroy.
Aye.
And he says he doesn't really like long frame matches now. So I just had to say to him, "Did you really say that?" And that's what I was meaning. He's a cracker. No, I mean like somebody like that. But
on the final, mate, was incredible, wasn't it? I think we got some comment.
I see you brought your darts with you.
I'm going to get me for it like an off.
But no. No, great. I was saying to Kev earlier on there, that's Selby's. I put him so high. Selby's just behind O'Sullivan, I would say, is one of the best. He's such a tough player. He can do everything in his safety game and his mentality. So it was probably my best ever win, Paul.
You said that,
was.
When
you think,
in your career?
Because when you think of everything you've went through in the last few years trying to go over the line, and people are saying, but you've won the World Championships. I'll be honest, I played Ken Doherty back in the day, great player, but then I beat Murphy, Selby and Trump, but it was at the start of their careers. Now, so I'm honest enough to say they three guys are better players now. So if I come up against them in finals, it's going to be difficult. But then you're getting older, right, and they're coming into their prime. But beating Selby in his prime, because Selby played brilliant that final, I felt as well. So he beat somebody like that, it should give you confidence.
See that point though, when you're sort of, you've really then you're 8-5. What's your mindset then when you're 8-5 down? You still believing you can do it?
I did, because as I was saying earlier to Kev as well, that I still felt my game was good enough. Whereas there's other matches you can play and you think, I've got nothing left, or I don't feel good, or I'm not hitting.
Is there anything in your game that you felt you've got better at, that when you still have that mindset that you can come back? Is your long putting got better, or is it your safety got better, or do you feel that just your all-round game's better?
My all-round game's better, Kev.
Is it?
Aye, my all-round game's better. And I think just as
you sound confident. I'm not going to lie, I've sat with you before in conversation, but you sound like you're quite excited about what's going to happen. And that's a good feeling.
It's a good feeling.
Aye.
Listen, it doesn't mean that I'm going to go down and win it, but it means at least I'm going down confident that at crunch times, and you can go on a bit of a roll where you think you can win 3, 4, 5 frames in a row, and it's not going to take as much out of you.
Good.
I think so.
How excited?
The standards are incredible though, isn't it now? Kieran Wilson, Trump, Selby. But you're up there, mate. You're one of the favourites to go and do it.
Third seed.
Third seed, third. And then you've got O'Sullivan. He's a wild card. We don't know if he's coming back.
Is he going to play, John? Sorry, I don't want to ask O'Sullivan again last time.
No, you probably know as much as me, but I think he will. I think he's been doing a few exhibitions out in Saudi Arabia and different things, so I think he will play. It'll be good for the tournament if he plays.
It will be good.
It'll be good.
So we'll go back to what we were initially going to talk about a wee bit of your love for Celtic, John. On the verge of what is it, the 13th title in 14 years, another treble.
Aye.
Incredible again,
Aye. It's a pinchy moment, isn't it? Because like I grew up, obviously, just when we won the centenary, like sort of double like when I was beginning to go to the games. And then you had like the Rangers 9 in a row years, so I grew up going to the games when Rangers were the top team. So then now you have it totally flipped and it's treble after treble.
Do you think the world, and I'm scared in case you punch me here, do you think the world should stay in Sheffield at the Crucible? No, I mean as in how big the game's gone globally. Because what does it hold?
It only holds about 900.
So yes.
And it is even.
What potentially could a crowd at the Crucible get? What do you think? Like if it was away from Sheffield?
Well,
you get thousands.
But you're talking about the Ali Pally. Like every game is sort of sold out there.
Aye,
now,
so
2,000, 2,500. So we played at a good venue there in Manchester. That was a really good venue. You know what I mean? I think
and how many was in that?
I think there was over 1,000 there, and they can make that a bit bigger as well.
Do you feel better in a bigger crowd? I
just think snooker is more, it lends itself to a more smaller arena, like the Crucible, whereas Alexandra Palace is brilliant for the Masters. I think that's the maximum. I think snooker can go to a couple of thousand. We've played in tournaments in Hong Kong and there was like 5,000-6,000 people there, but it's like in a big basketball arena and they're basically only watching it on the big screens like they do at the darts. So I think to enjoy the snooker you've got to be...
Do you drive back up the road?
No, I'll just stay down there.
The whole time?
I'll just stay down there. We've got to get down on Thursday. They're trying to copy the Masters. They're trying to do like a champions dinner.
Right.
So we all dress up. We had a suit jacket on, and which I think is a good idea. It's a good idea because it's only going to be the champions that can sit and have a dinner, and it's good that they've started something like that. So and then it's the media day on the Friday. And then I'll practice down in Sheffield for a couple of days and then get...
Is the practicing going good?
It's going good.
Aye,
it's going good. It's going good.
We take him up the hall and
It's going to be unit. I might go up with me and you go up with
we'll take him up to, what do you call that bit up Cathcart Road? What's that one up Cathcart Road? Had a good Saturday afternoon. I had a great Saturday afternoon in there. Who's the wee old guy that owns it?
Wee Billy's a lot of
great wee guy. Needs a dartboard in there though.
Have they got a dartboard?
I don't think they have, no.
Should ask him.
I'm going to say, Billy, get a board in there. And
they've got the pool tables and things, haven't they?
Aye, but right, we're going to obviously. Are you going to go? Are you want to join in this wee game?
I used to crack on and I'll.
Right, we're going to a wee game now, John. Right. We're going to a best of 3. I'll go 5-0-1. You can go 3-0-1 because I don't want your arm getting sore.
Right.
You hear about that? He practiced in Manchester last week before the final with Selby. Half an hour on the dartboard and he couldn't lift the cue.
See the next day. See the next morning. I went out for a practice. I pulled the cue and I'm like, so man. And but then it went by the time I started, but because you're doing it, I'd done it for half an hour, nobody was in the place, and I'm practicing, I'm like, I'll get ready for Big Kev here. And then the next day I'm like, I can't feel my arm. I'm like, fucking Big Kev now.
So what happened is Selby to beat you, you're blaming me?
No.
Right, so we'll do this, we'll try not to take too long, because like I say, I don't want you getting injured, and then we'll get you doing instead of the 9 dart challenge, I might just get you to the 1 dart challenge. So we'll do that. So we'll get started with a couple of warm-up throws and then we'll get going. And then I'll get you got the scores?
Yeah.
So Pence will keep the scores, producer. On you go. We've got a rookie line, we've got a regular line, we've got a pro line. You're a pro snooker player, so
I've got to go.
Pro, rookie.
Right, are we starting?
No. Will he 6 starts to practice?
I don't need any practice.
Right, okay, we'll go straight in then.
I don't need any. Right, straight in.
John Higgins to throw first.
Right. Oh, there we go, 9.
Oh, aye. What's that, 84? 74?
65, 74.
Superb.
74.
$58. I feel like I'm under pressure.
Have you been practicing? Not been on holiday?
I've had a whole week off. Oh. I come in this morning for a practice and I was getting there, but we've chatted that much nonsense here. I'm miles off it. It's a floaty.
Anybody that says darts is harder than snookers.
Aye, well, I was saying a shocker earlier on there. I said that I talked myself into saying that the 147 was harder, and then I said that darts was the hardest. Oh, I got a
41.
45, I think it was.
13.
Oh, wow. Oh, I need to sort myself out here. 11.
What am I left?
184.
184.
Really good.
Aye, it was good. Nice and relaxed, mate. I needed it.
Oh.
39.
39.
Right, I need to chill out here.
Are you close with Andy John on tour?
What?
Who's your mates on tour?
Snooker.
Aye.
The Scottish boys, Maguire and McGill.
100.
Good shot, big man.
That's better.
That was better. That was gripping there.
145.
For Kev or me?
For you.
For me.
I'm at 345, I think.
Oh yes.
Sir.
54, 74, 26, 71.
No, 69. No. 145.
145, 54, that leaves 74, 26, 71. I was right the first time.
Why are you sorry, big man?
Oh, to be fair, John, I've took some stick for my counting on this show.
Right, I've got
Treble 9, treble 13, I would go for Lee, double 16. Aye.
Here's treble 13. There we go. Oh.
Close. Aye, Matt, a lot of people in the comments are saying that Kev shouldn't count because he's counting shocking. And it's not, that was, you get 78. 78.
Aye, then a 4, so I'm down to 67. Oh, good you.
Oh,
good you.
go on, Kev.
Oh! No, that first set man was down 85.
Oh, was it not?
It's a good first start. What my left
What you sitting on? What's Kev sitting on?
202.
202 versus
7.
I'm 67.
Yeah.
17 bill.
Treble 17. Double 8, no?
That's the one, John.
Oh, it's a 19. 67.
Alright.
8,
That's 48.
single 8, double top. Oh, that was floaty. That was a nervous start, wasn't it?
Double 16.
35.
Double 16 left.
Oh, he has
32.
I mean, you scored 35.
All right.
Aye. Right, 202.
202.
Off. He's in stroke now.
Ah, Kevin.
140.
Oh, I thought it was the full lot there.
Oh, he's in stroke. Right, double 16.
This needs to go.
Double. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a nightmare.
25. 1. Oh,
5,
20,
double
that's it.
10.
Littler. Oh, yeah.
Outstanding. 62 left.
62 left.
Oh, that's a bad dart.
Oh, yes, big man.
No,
Oh, no.
missed.
Oh.
Oh,
Right.
What are you
one
on?
little.
The look. The look.
One the nuke.
The nuke.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oof.
double 7.
Oh, double 7. Where are we?
Bust. Good effort. That was a good shout, that, I've never had any celebrity call themselves an darts player. Right, what have I got? Double 8. There we go.
Ah,
Check.
Beautiful,
Class,
clinical that, innit?
He has class. The best
Right.
of 3, is it?
Aye, best of 3,
Best
so
of 3,
me to
right.
go this time.
There you go.
Ah, he's finding it now, isn't he?
Ah,
81.
he's going to be going to the Q school where you made your name, Paul.
I was saying, when I was telling about the Q
That's
school
right.
down at Milton
Yeah.
Keynes, he says they still talk about you down there.
They'll talk about you. They still talking. He's done it, hasn't he?
That's what he says.
He's done it.
He says, aye, they still talk about him down there.
Talking about him. Look at a statue. He's getting.
I'm just fucking stabbing myself.
Oh, my God.
83.
Good you.
Oh, jeez, oh.
Good you.
Oh, I'm sweating, man.
Good you. Oh, I'm all over the place.
Ah, he's gone, isn't he? He's gone. 10.
Oh, man. You're potted the golden ball, John.
97.
Nah.
Have you never, has anybody potted it?
Nah.
No.
Potted what?
The golden ball in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, aye, I've seen that, aye. What's it like? I forgot to ask you, that was one of the questions. The amount of travelling you're doing now. China, Far East all the time.
Aye.
You can't enjoy that.
I know, it's quite hard.
Is it tasting? Aye.
It's quite hard when you're on that flat bed. You know what I mean? For 10 hours.
What's that, John? I've never up that far up a plane.
No.
26.
I'm going to be no, it's no, I'm kidding on.
You must get flown business class
That's
anyway.
how I'm saying, like, the footballers, they complain. Or they don't complain, oh, it's tough for them. They must be flying in private jets.
I know.
Back and forth.
I know.
I mean...
Like, what does a private jet cost to go from London to, like, Milan or something?
Aye. And they're
Like
saying...
half a week's wage or something?
Oh, no, but no. Guys.
Just you concentrate on the darts.
Exactly.
Oh, good.
That's a bit better, Paul.
That was good,
I feel like you're putting a bit of purpose in them there, three.
Aye.
What have we got left, Pence?
214.
Powder puff.
John's 19.
I'll take you for a fry up after
Oh,
this.
there we go.
You still on your diet?
62. That's terrible after that first start.
Crab salad. He's put me half crab. He's talking about crab salads.
Remember the last time I had him, he was on we had a fish and chips, he just had mushy peas. He says he's eating the green stuff.
Let him concentrate, shit, Kev.
Right. But it's better, but it's
Hat-trick.
only 2. That's
22.
better. It's better.
Have I got 1-4?
152.
1-5-2. I like
Good
a
to see a
1-5.
check out, innit?
I know, a big one. No, that one.
Fuck's sake.
6. I've under
6. Right. Got my left on.
172.
172.
Uncheckoutable.
Right, come on.
Ah,
I'd love to take this practice bit seriously, but
29. Ah, nice.
nah, 42. That's terrible. 104 left.
104 left.
No, what's John got?
143.
143.
Remember that story, Kev? Sorry, John.
What story?
With Tierney and McGregor. That's amazing.
Aye, that was a good story. Like 104. That should leave me the double 18.
Oh, unlucky. What
I
about
think it
Tierney
is.
coming back then, Paul?
No, it's brilliant, innit?
72,
Buzzing,
90,
John.
90.
Don't me wrong, I mean that.
No, wait a minute.
I like
Did I get my counting wrong? I did get my counting wrong there. See, this is just the Arras. My counting's shocking.
Well,
At 104, right, so you go for treble 18, right, because that, if you hit that, leaves you 50.
54,
Then you go for
50.
single 18, it leaves you double
double
16.
16.
I thought
you
I'd,
went for 18.
I thought I'd
So you're
108 left.
double 7 left.
I've double 7. It's my favourite double.
What that's it?
132.
1 3
Oh, Bill, double 16, let's see it.
Not bad.
Good grouping. Good darts, 56.
56.
My double 7 then, what a dork.
I'm buzzing Taylor's back, but you're right, mate. Taylor's a cracking player in that. Think you'll stay, John?
Oh, missed.
Taylor? Think he's gone?
He's not going to stay and play second fiddle, is he, after being first choice all the years, I don't think. But then could Tierney come in like 3 at the back? I don't think Rodgers plays 3 at the back, does he?
Nah.
What am I sitting on?
76. Treble 20, double 8.
Double 8. Oh, 76.
One of them again, one more of them in double top. Oh, here it is.
Oh,
35 left.
wobbly, wasn't it? That was wobbly.
There we go.
Brilliant. Different class.
John, superb. That was a good laugh, actually.
Cheers, Kev.
The darts was
Thank
shite, but right, now we're going to get John to do 9 dart challenge.
Right,
So when you're ready, John,
Right.
I'm going to count the score, but I'll put the calculator on just in case.
right. Who's leading? Who's leading the 9 dart?
Celebrity-wise, Fallon Sheridan's got 380.
Ah, you can't class off, can you? Who's Stephen Gallagher? When did
Well,
he
I'll
get?
tell you what. James McFadden's got the worst score, 72,
I'm
with
struggling.
9 darts.
I'm struggling.
You could beat
I'm
Faddy.
John, I'm going to get
Come on.
closer to you.
Right, I'm struggling. What did Stephen Gallagher get?
He was about 140 odd. Good start.
Out the board.
Oh, John.
40.
You think you're on top, sir?
That's not bad. 40's a good
40's a
start.
good start.
Right.
40 is good. It's when you start hitting the ones.
Oh.
Don't, John.
Oh, it's
60,
just,
brilliant.
no, it's just underneath.
Oh, it's just underneath.
61.
I should be going to the left of the board here to beat James, eh?
You'll be fine. You've got another 3 darts to go. And 18. 79. So you've beat James. He's.
I heard you talk about Phil Taylor. Any other celebrities you've played with?
At darts?
Or just
Or
in
snooker?
general.
Anybody you've invited to the...
Any big celebrity snooker fans?
Any big celebrity? That's what I'm saying, they all go to the darts. I don't think they come to the snooker.
Snooker's been
I think
part
Roy
of it.
Keane's been a few times
Oh,
to the
does he,
snooker,
aye?
I think.
He loves it, doesn't he?
Sitting at the Crucible. I don't think he's been... who else? I'm not interested. No.
No.
I really just...
79. Let's see if we can break 100. Tell me a good score to finish with, John.
Oh.
147.
Oh,
108.
108. That's not...
John Higgins. Superb.
broke
John
100.
Superb.
John, outstanding. Thanks very
Cheers,
much.
big man.
What was your most iconic moment as a Celtic fan? Was Fergus McCann criticising Billy Connolly's footwear?
Aye, that was a surreal day. That's when we stopped to 10 in a row. Celtic invited me in. I just won the World the week previous. And Stuart Kerr, somebody told Celtic that Stuart was a mate of mine, and they said, would John come in with the trophy? So I went in with my wee brother. I had seats in the north stand, but I went in with my wee brother in the main stand, and we went in the what do you call it, the boardroom.
Aye.
So then we walked in there, and it's like the who's who of people that you knew. And Billy Connolly was standing there, and Billy Connolly just made a beeline for me. And me and my wee brother were nudging each other saying, there's Billy Connolly, there's Billy Connolly. And he came walking right up to me, and he shook my hand. He's like, wee man, that was brilliant. He says, I watched all the snooker, and I'm thinking, fucking hell, Billy Connolly's fucking talking to me. But, and then just at that moment, Fergus McCann then walks over, and he's been like that, Billy! No, he's like, this is a boardroom, you've got to have the shirt and tie on. And I'm Billy Connolly, I just told him to fucking do what and then he just walked away. But it was one of the most surreal moments, as you say, by a Celtic fan, like just Billy Connolly, Fergus McCann, and you're standing there ready to stop 10 in a row.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
That's superb.
Crazy.
Billy Connolly, man, what a guy.
Nah, he's no well just now.
I know, it's a shame, but he's had
some.
some life, man. He's been entertaining Scotland for forever, hasn't he?
I watched it the other night there, it came on, it's one of the audience with Billy Connolly.
Yep.
Anytime you see it on like ITV2 or ITV4, you just sit and you watch the whole,
I know.
you just watch it again and again and again.
They don't do comedy like that anymore.
Genius, man.
He was very good. Right, anyway, we're going to wrap this up. That was an outstanding episode. Slaney, thanks for turning up. I know you're desperate to see John again.
Yeah, buzzing, aye.
He's only keen because he wants to go for a few frames, but he's got a practice partner this
Are we going to
afternoon.
go for a wee bite to eat before
We'll go for a
we go?
bite to eat, aye.
You get the practice.
He's got
No,
practice.
no, fuck's sake, you're fine.
John Higgins, guys, thanks very much. Like and subscribe below for the Arras. We're back. We've got some entertaining guests coming up. See you soon.